Hello everybody, welcome to the update. This is not a weekly update. I just want to share with you what is my plan currently with the markets. I just want to do a very fast video before the markets open today on Thursday the 5th of March 2026. We have like 20 minutes to the markets open. So the last video that I've made was just before the last Sunday when the Iran war started, and I have shared with you that probably the chances are that the markets are going to bottom out at the markets open, and that everything about the war gets priced in, and that's why I'm gonna be closing my puts, which I have closed most of them actually. However, my outlook for the coming months hasn't changed, and also the plan to have these puts also haven't changed. So now you might be confused. What do I actually mean with this? So what I mean is, for instance, what really the markets remind me right now, the S&P 500, this is S&P 500, this is 4 hourly, this is daily now. So what this really reminds me, guys, like all, everything together, when I think about the January barometer, when I think like this window still tells you, this text window, when I think about the fractal that I have done recently, also in the other video, like if I think everything combined together and try to make a conclusion, it really reminds me. It reminds me crypto in the September last year. Like when cryptos were here, this is for Bitcoin. Okay, this is Bitcoin's chart, but I could do the total index chart. It's very similar, or altcoins. So I did actually sell 121,000 Bitcoin. It was a world-class sell. Now, when you think about it, I was the top 1% of the market participants that were able to sell Bitcoin, and 121,000 Bitcoin, maybe less than 1% of the world. But I did believe that there is going to be some kind of a one more pump. Of course, I thought the move was going to be like this. It's going to take a little bit longer and it's gonna go definitely higher than it went. So, but I did think that one more pump and then we go and maybe, crash or collapse. So I did come back into it. I'm ashamed to admit it, but this is the truth. And also I was buying back also quite aggressively at the start of November here. So this was terrible buys, and it was just me trying to squeeze the lemon to the last drop and trying to make something out of the very last pump. I already thought that we are really close to some kind of a crash or collapse, but I thought one more pump, like one more opportunity to make money. And in the very sense, like I was actually correct, because we did do this UTAD. We did do this a little bit, marginal all-time highs, and then that was a perfect trap. As one of the biggest traps recently, right? This was and then the biggest liquidations ever. So it was, and this really reminds me how the S&P 500 are at the moment. This is the S&P 500, and also thinking about January barometer, everything. Like when I compare this period that we are with last year, I think this is like January 2025 when we were here, and there is going to be this one more UTAD before correction. I am not calling that we will have a 20% correction. No, not even close. And probably not even close to 15. It will be probably around 10% correction. But I think that one more UTAD and we go down. So that's what I really think is the most likely. One more, and probably just like the crypto, it might be just marginal and then correction. correction in the, I don't know, spring or summer, somewhere there this year. And learning from crypto experience, when crypto was in a similar state, I am not going to be trying to squeeze the lemon right now. So I am not looking for longs, even though actually I do have, for instance, the trades or setups. I do have setups ready for Russell 2000 IWM, but look at where my setup is. The entry is quite below where we are. It's from where we closed yesterday. It's 6%, and that's the entry. Like, this is like the first when I will start kind of dipping toes. Like, I would think that it's gonna go into my stop loss area 10% down from today. And as you can see, I'm even debating if this is gonna be enough, this stop loss. I'm debating like, is this swing point going to hold that we were in November for the Russell 2000? But I think it's actually reasonable that it's going to hold, because that was also the top in 2025. Excuse me. So I think this is going to hold. But this is my setups, you know, they are lower than they are. I am not market buying, but I see some guys that are really, unfortunately, start disrespecting, like Mel Mattison, who is, for some reason, who is yelling at people to buy, like he was yelling to buy EEM calls here. He was literally yelling to buy EM and calls, not just the index itself, but the calls, you know, here. It just doesn't, it's completely, anyway. So I do have long setups, but they are far. But what I'm really active to hunt, what I really think the opportunities are short setups. And I've already taken, this is going to be the best short. It's called BOTZ. It's Global Robotics and Artificial Intelligence. And I've already taken, but I've only dipped my toes only a little bit. I was really consciously thinking like maybe I should go harder, but I needed to maybe come back up one more time to make this beautiful M, and then down we go. So I've already dipped there. Then AIQ, I am doing very risky short. I'm not feeling well about this short. I might, yeah, I'm still thinking what to do with this one. I might be wrong about it, but the idea is correct. Look at the weekly. This is artificial intelligence index. Look at like, this is the beautiful M. This is beautiful M, and it's going to come back down to the base of the M. So it's gonna come back down all the way here. But when you go on a lower time frames like daily, yeah, there is W. Like, this short might not be safe at all. Also XLK, that's a technology index. Another. I even wanted to start shorting here in the new all-time highs, but then I saw, you know, F it, let's start immediately. I've already opened some short. Maybe I've opened too much actually, because I've opened it not at the entry but below, much below. So the execution of this short is poor by me, but the setup, I do believe, is very well done. This setup is going to work in my opinion, and there is so plenty. There is so, you can show me like SPY. Yes, so this is the SPY setup that I have. It has poor RR ratio though. It has just one RR, so that's not good. However, if it go to new all-time highs, and if I can open it here, I don't currently short the S&P 500, but if we can open the SPY at 708, then we are crisp. Then this is beautiful QRR. So I'm just telling you that I am actively hunting for the short setups. That is the way how you will see me to make money in the coming months.